Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
HR.
And Cocoon.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric.
Do you know why I said that?
The movie about the old people?
Yes, I am.
Oh my god.
Let them know what happened.
I will. I'm going to tell the story in a second. So Cocoon was a movie that came out maybe in the late 80s, early 90s or something. I don't know. It was an old movie.
Okay.
Well, old by your standards. For us, it was in our prime. And basically, it was about this like group of old people in an old age home that like were reinvigorated by life. It was some alien or something came down, and they were all like acting young again, and right, and it was great. Okay, and anybody that knows me knows that I have a great deference for old people.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Okay, well, so this last weekend.
Because we're getting old.
Okay, that's right. So this last weekend, HR and I decided we were going to go see a movie.
Okay.
Okay, and we went to go see this movie called The Brutalist, which was like Golden Globe winner for Best Picture and Adrian Brody Best Actor. It was all these accolades. Now, so you understand, the movie runtime is 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Which is insane on its own.
There's a 15-minute intermission, and there's previews, right? And movies nowadays, it's not just previews. They also have like a bunch of commercials.
Right.
Okay? So it's actually around 4 hours altogether. Okay. So HR and I pick a good time. It's like almost 5 p.m. So we know we're not going to be there all night in the theater. Right. Okay. And all I was looking forward to, besides a good movie, was that warm movie theater popcorn. I put a ton of salt on mine because I just like it very salty. I had no butter. Okay. Just really good, salty, warm popcorn in my drink.
Okay.
All right. By the way, there's like 7 people in the fucking theater. Okay. So we get there. We go to our aisle. And I got the tickets earlier that morning. We had 2 perfect middle seats, like in a mid aisle. It was great.
Okay.
So we get to the aisle, and there are these 2 very old women sitting in the first 2 fucking chairs of the aisle, and their feet were extended.
Lucy and Ethel on the
That's right. Fucking Sadie and Ethel or whatever, okay? Gertie and Ethel, okay? But neither Gertie nor Ethel would move their fucking decrepit legs.
Why would they? They're old.
Right. So I tried to like step over them because I weigh like 215 pounds.
Right.
I don't want to fucking crush them like their osteoporosis feet or whatever.
You should have.
Okay. So I go to kind of step over them. I lose my fucking balance and I drop my bucket of popcorn all over the empty chair next to them.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now I'm already really upset because I lost like 2/3 of my popcorn.
Right.
Okay. And all the good salt on the top is gone. Okay. So I'm maintaining though. Okay. I'm taking a deep breath.
Right.
And fucking Gertie looks over at Ethel. And by the way, because they're old, they don't hear good and they don't know how to whisper. And she just goes, "What a klutz. You fucking bitch. Are you kidding me with that? What? Did you really just say that to me?"
Let's put in, though, that HR did offer to get Eric new popcorn. He just said no.
I did. Yeah, he was in a mood.
Well, wouldn't you be after that? Fuck that. I mean, that's like the best part of it.
After a good start.
Right?
I know.
And by the way.
It was kind of a foreshadowing for the movie, though. It was a good movie. It's just very unsettling.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
But no. Well, you say that, but let me explain. I won't give any spoilers, but
I'm not going to go watch it. It's too long.
But I'm saying it was okay. So first, let me be honest. If it didn't have the intermission, I wouldn't have felt the 4 hours quite as much. It would have been a little bit shorter. I started getting a little sore, like you're sitting, and we made the mistake of, we went to a theater that had like better concessions, but they didn't have the reclining chairs.
Oh, yeah.
So we were kind of like sitting up the whole time. Yeah.
And I know that must have been hard for you. You like to fidget.
I do. And so it was tough. But I will say, the movie was unsettling and it was disturbing. It had some very disturbing scenes and graphic scenes and dealt with some very heavy subject matter. But I will be honest in that I thought it was still a great movie. Very, very well performed. The actors did an amazingly good job. Again, as hard as some of it was to watch. And it wasn't like gory. It was just...
what is it about?
It's hard to explain. But basically, it's about a sort of renowned architect from Europe who escapes Budapest during the end of the Nazi era and the Russians.
Okay.
He leaves his family behind. He gets out. He doesn't know at first if his wife or children are alive, or he doesn't have any children. His wife and his niece. Turns out they are. He works on bringing them back. He lives with a cousin, and his cousin throws him out because his cousin's wife made up a story about him.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it was like, so it dealt with a lot of like anti-Semitism and like the Americas in that like 1940s kind of time, early 50s. He basically was like shoveling coal. He's found by this wealthy man whose name was Van Buren, which is a very sort of like common, like hoity-toity name, like Rockefeller,
Yeah.
It was all fictional. I thought it was based on a true story, but it wasn't.
Oh,
but
I'm thinking this is real story too.
No, but it took real events from that era and kind of incorporated them.
It's like historical.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Kind of like Da Vinci Code does some of that, like where they take like real passages from the Bible and they make up their own twist. But this was much more serious. Anyway, they go on and they like he comes back to kind of greatness, being an architect again, and he's sort of taken under the Van Buren wing. But it's like a very sick relationship. It's like very elitist. But he respects him, but then he doesn't, and it all culminates in a brutal rape scene.
Right. Oh.
Male on male, the Van Buren to the poor downtrodden, in a drunken haze, or and they're using heroin and opioids back then.
I was not expecting the drug use in the rape.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, that was not uncommon in the 40s, especially in the jazz era and like the speakeasies and a lot of the underground clubs.
Right.
A lot of musicians and artists used heroin, but it wasn't uncommon.
Right.
It was around.
Yeah.
It just But anyway, long story short, I know it's a very long intro, but bottom line is it was a good movie as far as the acting.
Nice.
Very tough subject matter.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was not graphic in that sense, but you knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
And that made it even worse, right? Because like some of the actors' gestures, like clenching his fist because of the pain.
Right. Yeah.
That's what resonates. Like it's almost harder to see that than like if you were to see like, what was my man junk? Like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Or you turn,
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so long story short, but fuck old people. I can't. I'm sorry.
That's the important point.
That's the point of today. Yeah. Fuck old people.
I mean, seriously. And it's like they fucking knew. I'm like trying to step over, and like one next to the other, I have to like, climb over both of them, right, in order to like avoid like crushing them.
It would have been funnier if you fell on top of them, like if you were trying to go over.
No, and then of course Jen is like, "Yo, I would have just dumped the rest of my popcorn on
I
him."
would have.
Yeah.
Soda.
By the way,
yeah, you're right. I am a klutz, and then
by the way, I was gonna do that, except I was more concerned about the shit I was gonna get from HR if I would have done it. So
That's
I didn't.
true.
So I just sat brooding.
That's true.
I didn't hear that they called you a klutz.
They didn't just call me a klutz. They said, "What a klutz!"
The spirit in your
Like,
brain.
what a klutz! Really? Like, what a crusty, fucking saggy tit, blue-haired, fucking crusty, nasty, cobwebbed pussy bitch. Oh my god! Sorry. Yeah, I'm done.
I'm just saying, it's crazy that they called you a klutz. Because anyone who knows me knows I am the klutz. Like, you were the football player. I am the klutz. So
That was a very long time ago.
very bizarre turn of events.
All right. Well, today we have just no theme again. It's just stories I found and I thought were funny. And we're going to all put them.
No, that's good because honestly, we're also in a little bit of a busy week again.
Yeah.
Especially now we came back. We had a holiday Monday, and it's rough.
We
and
were here Monday.
I was here, but no.
I didn't have a holiday.
No.
There was a holiday.
All right. Okay. Settle down. What I'm saying is because a lot of places were closed, now I'm getting like a flood of the emails today. And so there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And to be frank to our audience, whom I love deeply, we were going to do a fuck old people, but maybe down the road we'll do one, but for now. So I said, okay, Hurricane, let's just.
There are old people we love. There are.
Yes.
I mean, it's few, but sure. I guess.
Hey, I'm going to be, God willing, will be 80 one day. So.
And we'll see how you act then. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
And let me be frank.
Mm-hmm.
There's almost a 0% chance that I'm not going to be like that when I'm 80.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'll probably be even worse.
See, exactly.
But maybe this was God's way of showing me what not to be like when I get older. Like, and be like a happier, sweet old man instead of a bitter, grumpy one. But you know what?
People are grumpy because like they feel like shit all the time.
I think when people are grumpy because they're entitled. I have a strong opinion about that because I feel like they were the ones that were really raised by you have to respect your elders. Yeah. So I'm sure that their elders gave them shit for it. And now
Yeah.
we've gotten to a point where, I mean, at least me, it was always respect those who respect you. So I'll curse out an old lady. I don't give a fuck. These hands, eat for everyone. So I'm sure that, you know, they feel entitled now because they're old and they're like, oh, everyone's supposed to respect me and everyone's supposed to, you know, do what I want. And now they're not getting it.
No, I get
Fuck
it.
them.
Like for Mother's Day, when I was married, we always had to do when my mother-in-law wanted.
See?
Like I
Mhm.
never got a single fucking Mother's Day.
See? Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And
Fuck
just,
old
And
people.
I kept thinking like my time will come, but
See?
you know,
You see?
Well,
And then when you
I'm
get
gonna be
there,
close
you're gonna
to
be
death.
upset. Exactly. And then you'll be mad about it.
and let me just tell you for the record,
Mhm.
I don't think that Gertie and Ethel were like entitled. I think that when you get to a certain age, they just don't give a fuck. They just say, and they
That's
don't.
part of the entitlement.
No, but I'm saying, and I don't think they know how to whisper anymore because they don't hear good.
As you get older, your filter mechanism
Yeah.
goes. It really does.
Mhm.
And what was funny,
I'm terrified to see me as old.
and the worst part is I'm literally like standing right next to the bitch with my popcorn all over the empty chair next to her. And so, how in any universe did she think I wouldn't hear that?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure she
meant
Yeah.
it so you can hear it.
I'm
Eric.
sure
I
she
don't-
did. Like,
Yeah, it was. It is surprising. Like they didn't feel bad. They didn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
they didn't give a
or
fuck.
nothing like
They
that.
you were there. They didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck. They just went on about their movie.
Exactly.
Right.
They were there for one thing.
The only thing, like,
the nursery home only let them out for a couple of hours.
No, and let me just tell you, like, part of me was like, God, I hope they fall asleep so I can wake them up. Like yell at them, like, hey, shut up, stop snoring. But no, they stayed. They were fucking alert and awake. Maybe they had a couple of espressos before they whatever it is. But bottom line, I don't want to say fuck all old people, but
Fuck all old
fuck
people.
Gertie and Ethel
Fuck all.
and
old
their nasty comments to me, especially
except Bernie Sanders.
Okay, I don't. You know what? I don't love Bernie either, but I don't dislike him. But
How he sits. I know.
all right, you know what? Let's you know what? First one. You like how I did that?
And there you go.
All right.
All right. The title for the first one is Am I the asshole for telling my friend to find her own hobbies and interests instead of just copying whatever her current boyfriend is into? That's just the title. Okay.
I already feel a public service announcement coming on to Lucinda here or Billy, whoever this is. No, it's got to be.
Title's too long?
It's got to be Lucinda.
I think
That's
so.
100%.
Okay, title says it all. My friend is one of those girls who always has a boyfriend, and that boyfriend becomes a central part of her identity. Last night, we were having dinner, and she said she needed a new hobby because she didn't realize that gaming could be so expensive. She dropped $2,500 on a gaming
Oh my god.
on a gaming rig because the guy she is dating now is into gaming. When before this, she didn't even have Candy Crush on her phone. So I told her that she should find her own hobbies and interests instead of getting into whatever her current boyfriend is into. I reminded her that she enrolled in BJJ classes when she dated a BJJ black belt. I don't know what BJJ.
What the fuck is
It's
that?
got to be some kind of jujitsu
Yeah,
or
that's what I
something.
was
No,
thinking.
I know what HR thought at first.
No, BJJ black belt, yeah. But she never stepped into a gym after they broke up. She bought tons of baking tools and supplies when she dated a pastry chef, and all banished to some faraway corner of her kitchen cabinet as I write this. And she even wanted to buy a Cobra when she was dating a guy who collected them. Thank God the guy told her that she absolutely should not do it. Well, after dinner, one of our other friends told me that I shouldn't have said that to her and that she clearly looked hurt. But I think that there was nothing wrong with what I said because I just pointed out facts, and I think she needed to hear that to realize how dependent her personality is on her boyfriends and how ridiculous she's acting by copying their interests. Am I the asshole here?
I think this bitch is gonna go bankrupt copying these guys' interests. So when you do, call us.
That too. Honestly.
Look at HR trying to drum up some business. Look at that. I know.
Exactly. We'll put her on
Wow.
the TikTok page. And,
Oh my gosh.
looking for clients on TikTok.
I know. Damn, girl.
It's not just that she is only following her boyfriend's interests. It's that she is putting down a fuck ton of money
Into
on
everything
these
she does. Because, like she said,
You
the
you
gaming,
understand what really is upsetting her now.
the money.
It is.
The
Okay.
money. It's the money. It's how much she's
because she's
spent.
dropping all this money on things that she probably doesn't even like.
So all right. So hang on. Let me solve this problem. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. She is the asshole for doing that, but I'll tell you why.
She is the asshole.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it might be different from what you think because guys have a different
okay.
perspective. I think she's the asshole because she should have talked to her privately
Bingo.
and not embarrass her like that. I've known people like now, honestly, admittedly, this goes back to like high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I've known girls that they become their boyfriend's better half or 2nd half for everything.
Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden they start dressing differently. All of a sudden they start listening to different kinds of music. Right.
Mhm.
They change like their lingo, their
Yeah.
inflections. Okay, I've seen that.
It's the boy crazy.
Well,
Mhm.
but it's also and this is why I think that maybe there is something to what she's saying, and it could have been a better private discussion.
Yeah.
There are people that don't know how to claim their own identities.
Or they just don't have one.
Well, everybody has one. It's only a question of to what extent. Right? Because that could be a gimmick. Like somebody's gimmick is, well, I just go with the flow of everybody else. Like, you know, but at some point you got to be willing. And I'm going to be honest. Like I have little issues with that. Like I don't want always to be the one that decides what to do. And then, I want people to be themselves, to feel like themselves. I think those are the best relationships.
Yeah.
Look, I used to get into this with my ex-wife all the time because we were very, very different in the things we liked and didn't like, as far as like food, especially like meals and what I enjoyed to eat when she, but the types of movies we liked, poker versus she hates any kind of casino, all that stuff. Okay. Right. And I remember one time having like it wasn't really a fight, but it was like a very serious discussion. It's like, look, we don't have to like all the same things. Like there's no rule that says that. Part of what I believe make a couple a good couple is the ability to maintain your identity, maintain your own kinds of friends, but then have your mutual interests. And that's where I think the best relationships are. And I'm happy to say proudly that I believe HR and I kind of have like that. No, she has her friends and stuff. I have mine. We do a lot together, but not every single thing. We don't always do what the other one, and that's really important. Now, one other thing also that's super important, I don't mean to be hypocritical sounding, but it's also super important for the women to just let men do what they need to do. Okay.
He was on a really good rant for a while. He had
ladies, listen, listen.
I was waiting for it.
This is it. This is the public service announcement to all the Lucindas out there. If you want to keep a good man happy, okay, you don't have to go along with every single fucking thing, but give him his stuff now and then.
Okay.
Sit home Sunday and watch a fucking football game, even if you don't like it. Eat a plate of hot wings, even if they make you sick. Whatever. Make him feel, I'm being serious now, make him feel like you are into what he does, because he in turn, subconsciously, will also be more receptive to the things you want to do.
That's why Eric went to the Barbie movie last year.
That's right. And let me tell you, it's not going to be direct. It's going to be subtle. I'm going to give you a real example. Okay, and I'm saying this with a smile, but nothing bothers me. Up until my relationship with HR, I honestly had only maybe tried Indian food once.
That's very true.
And I didn't like it. HR tells me how much she loves Indian food, and there's a couple of things I might like, and she doesn't tell me I insist. She doesn't tell me we got to do no. On my own, I'm like, you know what? I know she likes it. Let me try to do something nice too. Because we always get what I want. And on my own, I think like that.
He even tried Peruvian food. Remember that too? When you said you liked it.
Yeah, that sucked, by the way. Well, at least what I ordered wasn't that meat was bland. Sorry.
Because you didn't get it with any.
Well, because I don't like fucking peppers and shit. Okay, but anyway.
I don't either. I take them out.
It's not the point. Okay, I understand. It's not the point. The point I'm making here, and I know we spent a little too much time on this one, but the point I'm making here is friend Lucinda's not wrong for calling her out on that. She's just wrong for the way she did it.
Yeah, and in front of other people.
Right, that's my point.
Never do that.
So I'm only going to give her one dingleberry for bringing it up, and only the one because she did it in public. I at least I'd like to believe that she legitimately is concerned.
Yeah,
she's blowing through a lot of money. She's buying things or doing things that she wouldn't normally do, and only to appease the guy. I get the concern, and I respect her for that. I just think she should have done it in private. Now, Feldman scale, I'm giving her a 4. Okay. I do think it's a little shameless to put her friend on blast in front of people like that, right? And fucking brings up the cobra, whatever. Like, no, honey, don't do that. Okay, honey, no. Okay, so right. Yeah. So for that, I'm giving her 4 on the Feldman. But yeah, she's a little bit of the asshole.
I'm gonna give her 2 just because this is your friend, and I don't know. To me, I would find it really hard. I think we all know as females, I guess. We all know a girl that's really boy crazy or man crazy, and everything in their life revolves around having a boyfriend or, all of this other stuff. But you never go and say that to them in front of other people, or you never are like, oh my God, you're so boy crazy. You shouldn't do that. You don't do that in front of other people. And if you do it, like you said, in private. This is a private conversation. And there's different words that could, be used instead of, maybe you should find your own things you like and not follow what your boyfriend is whatever into. She also could have worded that differently.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's need to be confrontational about that.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with the 4. I'm going to give her 2 dingleberries though.
Okay.
Yeah, for the friend. Yeah, no, I agree. Because this poor girl is probably very insecure to begin with.
They're probably self-conscious as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Because she identifies, her identity is tied up with all these other people.
She wants them to like her.
Right.
Yeah. So it's already fucked up that she did this to her in public. So yeah.
And honestly, you know what I do kind of feel bad about? Because I knew a girl like this in high school. And all right, so I'm gonna forego political correctness. Okay. She was a big bitch.
Okay.
All right. She was probably in high school. I was around 180, playing, football and all that. She was at least matched my weight.
Jesus.
But she was like 5'3".
Fuck.
Okay. I'm saying, okay.
She's shorter than me.
But and every now and then, if she would try to if she liked a guy, she wasn't even dating them. If she just liked a guy, she would immediately start to try to get into all the things he was into, right? And but that's what I'm saying.
But that's kind of what this is.
But that's what I mean. It's and I wish somebody was a better friend to her. Like, look, give it some time. You're gonna find a guy who likes you for you. You're gonna like him for him. And he's gonna have the things he likes, his hobbies. You're gonna have yours, and then you'll develop a few that you can enjoy together, right? That's really where the best relationship is. So, for example, I have my hobbies. I play poker and all that. That's not something HR does.
Right.
But never once has she said you can't go play or you're spending too much time. Now, and I also don't do it every weekend either. But my point is, that's my kind of thing. Yeah. HR's got her things that she kind of gets into, things that she likes to do, right? And then we have the things that we do together.
Exactly. That's
really the best recipe in my mind.
Exactly.
Okay?
And when she doesn't like something, she tells you. Like when she told you could watch that show and she's not home.
Yes, but that's okay. That's my point. It's okay, right? Yeah, it's okay.
Exactly, and we love to see that.
So for all those reasons, I'm saying 1 dingleberry though, 2, and a 4 on the Feldman scale. You're giving her 2 and a 4, and you?
Yeah, I'll probably go 2, 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Because HR is original and has all of her own thoughts, and she's not going to copy anything we say. Just.
Oh, you walked right into that.
Can I rate you?
We just got our rights taken away as women yesterday. Let's not take away our voice.
Oh, a lot of people got their rights taken away yesterday.
No, I was making a joke.
Yeah.
All right, next.
We may have to do an episode on our new president, but I'm going to wait for him to do a few more fucked up things. And then we'll
let me calm down first, and then we can do that one.
I'll just wait till the Canadian terrorists.
Exactly.
Don't forget Gulf of America.
And the cartel, too. Remember that? Yeah. Fuck. All right, then. Next one. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I'm bothered by the way she and her family treat their house staff? Okay.
By the way,
their house staff.
I can already tell this is going to be the douchiest fucking post.
Really? Because
maybe I'm not.
Okay. Let's see. I, 25 male, am dating this girl, 24 female, for about 5 months now. I knew her family was well off based on the stories that she's told me about her upbringing, but I didn't get a chance to meet her parents until this week when we all went to their beach house to spend a few days and celebrate her father's 60th birthday. The house wasn't just huge, but it also employed a staff of about 8 people.
Wow.
I was never used to being served like that, and I witnessed some behaviors from my girlfriend and some of her family towards the workers that made me feel uncomfortable. And he gave examples. One was, after our first night, I heard her mother tell one of the housekeepers to clean the bedroom my girlfriend and I were staying in. I told her mother everything was in order and that I already had made the bed before leaving. Her mother then told me in the presence of the housekeeper that I shouldn't bother because that's the housekeeper's job. Then, the other morning, my girlfriend and I woke up after everyone else had their breakfast. I went into the kitchen to grab some coffee and saw the cooks were already starting to prep for lunch. So I told them I didn't want to bother them and I made the coffee myself. My girlfriend came into the kitchen moments later and saw me making coffee. And later that day, she complained to her mother, without even asking me how things came about, that the cooks left me to make my own coffee. I had to explain everything again. And lastly, on her father's birthday, they had a fancy dinner with some guests that just came for the day. And some of the staff was made to stand in the room with their backs to the wall as we sat at the table and ate. It was like some Downtown Abbey shit. I kept my mouth shut for the entire trip, but as soon as we came back, I couldn't hold it in any longer, and I told my girlfriend it made me really uncomfortable to see how she behaved towards the staff, and also gave some examples of instances where I felt her parents were rude to them. My girlfriend didn't take this well. She said that I'm the asshole here and judging their lifestyle. In her mind, we had a perfect week together, and I was withholding my judgment until I could unleash it all on her. I don't think I'm the asshole for speaking my mind.
Yeah, that sounds. What household needs a staff of 8? I mean, if you need someone to wipe your ass.
Who the fuck is prepping lunch right after breakfast is served? What the fuck? What?
Custom meals at every sitting requires prep.
Oh my god, though.
All that stuff. But to answer the question at hand.
Do you think he's the asshole?
No, I do not.
I do not either.
And not because he's judgy. No. because he saw something that made him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he wanted to bring it to her attention.
Yeah.
Probably because in the future, assuming they're going to continue seeing each other, which maybe they're not anymore, but assuming they are, this is something that will never get easy or will never go away. And what ultimately I think would happen, he either has to become like a member of the Thurston Hell the Third clan there, or he has to or they're going to break up. I personally, I can tell you, my parents had a live-in for many years.
Right.
Okay. Now we didn't have a whole staff. Like, we didn't have like separate cooks and all that, but but I'm saying, right, for years they had a live-in. And my brother and I were really nice. Like, we weren't jerks.
Yeah.
But that's also because my parents made sure that we were not disrespectful or mean.
Yeah.
In that sense. I can also tell you, I'm pretty sure that it made my dad more uncomfortable than my mom. My mom was the one that always wanted that. My dad just kind of, I think, went along with it because it's easier than fighting.
Happy wife, happy life.
Pretty much. And I will tell you, right when I was around 13 or 14, I was really grateful we had a live-in housekeeper.
I bet.
Josh will tell you that story different.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Back to the issue at hand.
What? It's true. But anyway, it's not the point.
I think I agree with you. I don't think he's the asshole. But at the same time, I had read through the comments on this one, and people had made points about, like, that's kind of how you're treated when you go to school and everything to be like one of like the chefs or like a worker like that. And they're like, we know that's what it is. So some people don't mind even being treated like that. But he's not wrong at the end of the day. Like, I get their servants or workers, for them, but it's like their job technically is to serve them. But if that makes you uncomfortable, then you should be okay to say that. That's just how I see it.
It seems a little extreme if you can't do anything.
Yeah. Like if you can't even make a coffee or anything.
Look. I'm gonna share with you a true funny story. It's a little different, but I think it hits on some of the same principles. Okay, so you remember we have now mentioned my Aunt Miriam.
Yes.
Many times.
Yes.
And you know that Aunt Miriam can be gangsterous about the way she wants to be.
Right.
And Aunt Miriam literally has zero fucks to give anybody.
Right.
Unless she likes you. Okay, and I'm not afraid to say I am her favorite nephew.
Nice.
It's only because this goes back to years and years of tradition. So my father was named for his grandfather. I was named for my grandfather.
Okay.
My son is named for my father. Every other generation, we carry this name. In the old Moroccan culture, that's like a big deal. So, and I'm the firstborn male. My father was the firstborn male in his family. Even though he has older sisters, there was no older brothers. So, so that carries on.
Yeah.
And when HR and I were actually in Israel and we visited her, I'm telling you, she literally sat her down and pointed like, "You take care of him." And she even said, like, my father.
Yeah.
Because my name.
Is right. Okay.
My grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when my Aunt Miriam was staying with my parents while my dad was taking care of my mom, we also had a caregiver named Mercedes. I mentioned her before too.
Yes.
Mercedes and Aunt Miriam didn't get along.
Right.
Okay? Now, I went for one weekend to visit. It was just me.
Okay.
I knew my aunt was there. I wanted a weekend away, to be frank, from the wife and the kids. Whatever. I said, got in the car early Saturday morning, whatever, drove out. Okay. Get to my dad's house, say hi to everybody, and see my aunt. Everybody's great. My aunt right away, which is, by the way, very common, especially people from Israel, right, says to me, Eric, and by the way, it's always, sweetheart, it's so good to see you. You're my, in Hebrew, the translation, you're my eyes, my soul.
Oh.
No, it's very,
yeah.
It's sweet, but it's like very heavy, like the words.
Oh, okay, okay.
Literally, like she says, like, I'm her eyes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But in Hebrew, it's much more, loving, but anyway.
No, I get
it. She says to me, do you want a coffee? In Israel, Middle East, coffee's like the drink. It's okay, yeah, hey, you know what? I'd love a coffee. Didn't take more than a second. She looks right at Mercedes and let's go make him coffee. Like,
oh my God!
Okay?
Oh my God!
Eric wants coffee. Okay? So I'm saying,
Eric, when a client's here and he'd be like, "You want a coffee?" I'm like, "Yeah, Karina, go make the coffee."
Well, I have to say coffee.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm joking.
Okay, he doesn't do that at home either, Karina. You don't.
I was making a joke. She
I know.
she added on to it.
Some pent-up shit's going on here. Point is that it made me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course. Right.
But because I know my Aunt Miriam so well, I was able to, so my brother and Josh and I just laughed about it and we kind of blew it up. But if I didn't know
that's how it would,
personality was or understand, if I was just like the fucking like gas company guy,
and he told you, I'd be like, oh shit.
Oh, damn.
I'd be like, oh my god, no, it's okay. I don't even want the coffee anymore. It's fine.
I understand why Bill kind of freaked out,
especially if he never saw his girlfriend act like this too. You know?
No, I think because he probably was raised fairly poor.
That too.
And these are the kinds of things that make modest people. I don't want to say poor, even just regular run-of-the-mill.
Most people
with manners.
Well, but it's more about. Even if he's not poor, even just a regular, even a blue collar, middle management type of thing, middle America, not broke, but not, just comfortable. I like me, if I saw that and staff with their backs against the wall, like watching me eat basically, like ring my little bell.
That would be very upsetting.
Like come wipe my face.
Right. I feel like you can go sit down somewhere. I feel like, please.
I personally wouldn't be comfortable sitting.
Me neither. No, exactly.
I can't eat if I know someone else is not comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
But also it's kind of like they're like literally waiting for you to like snap. Like, look, can you like dab the napkin on my?
Or be like, pick it up, or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what's even worse? The worst thing. I'm serious. I know HR's not going to agree with me, but when you go to like a fancy dinner with like a lot of people, and like there's always one person who's like he feeds the dog. Like,
I know.
And you know that was like super expensive.
Yes.
Food. I'm guilty of that too.
Oh my god!
When my sister-in-law Erin or Josh would make something I wouldn't like, I would always like find a way, like, 'cause I don't want to be rude.
Give it to the dog.
Yeah. Now let's just smash it.
Oh my god!
Anyway, I will tell you. You know what this is like?
What is it like?
This is almost like when you work really hard to achieve a certain lifestyle, and are finally able to get the presidential suite on the cruise ship that you always wanted, and then you have a cringy sister-in-law that basically talks her way into it and makes everybody uncomfortable. Almost like that. It is. So let me just say, we spent a lot of time on this video. The sad part is, by the way, this is supposed to be a shorter episode. We're busy, but okay. I guess I am in a mood. I'm going to give Billy 0 dingleberries, honestly. For
0 dingleberries.
He waited. He did it in private. She overreacted, in my opinion.
Yes.
Okay? I don't see this as he's not the asshole.
No.
And I'm giving him 0 dingleberries. I'm also giving him a 10 on the Feldman scale.
Yeah.
If he did it in front of everybody, if he embarrassed her parents, even if it was warranted, I could maybe give him a few points on the Feldman.
But nothing.
No, it's a nice private conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
He stuck it out. He put himself through the uncomfortable situation. Got through dinner, got through the week. On their way home, was like, yo, Lucinda, I got to be honest.
I didn't like that. Yeah.
I don't know of a better way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than like send her a fucking email or something.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so, I agree with you.
Yeah, no Feldman points. For this guy either.
No.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would have been very upset myself.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This next one's a 2-parter. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to cook after my boyfriend tried to critique my cooking with a literal PowerPoint presentation? Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is a good. It's a really good one. It really is. It's really good. This one's a good one. I know. It's a good one. And the update's even better. Me too. Oh my god, me too.
No, you don't understand. Like when I would do the poker home game,
you would put a PowerPoint.
I would do a whole slideshow. I would call it the felt report. To get the felt,
there you go.
The felt on the table, and I would have like funny pictures. And yes.
Yeah. Okay. Same.
All right. I bet you I'm going to side with PowerPoint Billy. But go ahead. Sorry.
So this happened a few days ago, and I'm still trying to process it. For context, I, 28 female, have been with my boyfriend, 30 male, for about 2 years now. We live together, and I've always done most of the cooking because I genuinely enjoy it, and he claims that he can't, quote unquote, even boil water without setting off the smoke alarm. The other night, I made one of our favorite meals, and while we were eating, he got a weird smirk on his face. He then says, I've been taking notes. I laughed, thinking he was joking, but then he said, no, really, I made a presentation.
Oh my God.
I still thought this was a joke until he got up, connected his laptop onto the TV, and opened a PowerPoint titled, Improving Our Home Dining Experience.
Oh my God.
I was in disbelief as he went slide by slide, critiquing my dishes. Slide 1, too much garlic. Slide 2, pasta consistency. Slide 3, more salt, less sass. The kicker was slide 8. Which was just a photo of Gordon Ramsay face palming with the caption, what he would think. Eric's face. I wish you guys could see this. I was stunned. I told him if he had such a detailed opinions, he should cook himself. He tried to backtrack, saying it was all in good fun and that he was just trying to help. But I wasn't laughing. I haven't cooked since then, and now he's been living off of cereal and takeout. He's sulking, saying I'm overreacting and ruining his joke. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to cook after my boyfriend presented me with a PowerPoint critique of my cooking?
Oh, I'm confused. Was this a joke?
He claims he claimed it was a joke. It sounded serious to me.
That's a lot to go through for a joke.
Exactly.
See, I don't think he was joking. I think he was serious.
I think he was serious. Yeah.
Play it off as a joke.
Exactly. You want some comments in, Eric?
I don't think I'd be cooking for that guy.
Exactly. I don't think she's the asshole.
Oh my god.
I think it's an interesting question because it's about, is she the asshole?
Why?
No, that's what she's asking. She's asking Reddit,
is she the asshole for because she stopped?
Right. So the answer is no.
Right.
But no, only because I would take that the same way too. Mm-hmm. If somebody spent that kind of time creating a whole fucking, and clearly there's like multiple slides.
Yeah.
And critique every little meal I've made in the last week or two or whatever it is. Yeah, my first reaction is to make no problem.
Imagine a client came in here with a position of what you could improve as their attorney.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look, you know what?
What the fuck?
No. That's a great point because there are clients that like to tell me what they think they should be doing.
Right.
But they're not lawyers and they don't have a legal background.
Exactly.
It'd be worse if this guy couldn't cook to save his life.
He can't. That's what she said. Yeah.
Clearly, he's eating fucking cereal. That makes it even worse.
Yeah.
That's like super hypocritical. Right? Like, I'm going to complain about your cooking even though I don't know how to cook, right?
Exactly.
But is she the asshole?
No, exactly.
Now, maybe it was an over-the-top joke, right? But I have a feeling he's just saying that now because of her reaction.
Exactly.
No, baby, I was just joking. Lucinda, you're taking this way too seriously. No, Billy, you fucked up, right? You know the old saying, never, like, don't hit the hand that feeds you or whatever it is?
I thought it was don't bite the hand.
Yeah.
This is literally, right? I mean, clearly she's the only source of home cooked meals. So yeah, he fucked up badly on this one.
All right, you want ready for the update?
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted.
She's not the asshole.
She's not.
So I'm not giving her any dingleberries for refusing to cook for the ungrateful Billy.
Exactly.
Feldman scale, I don't know, 9?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, exactly.
There's a little bit about because you have to go to Reddit for this.
That's it. Yeah.
But
it's entertainment for us, so.
But all right, but here, hit me with the.
All right. She said, after reading your comments and taking some time to process what happened, I decided that our relationship needed a serious talk. I sat him down to discuss how his presentation came across as not just unfunny, but pretty disrespectful. Typical mature relationship stuff. Well, what does he do? He smirks and he goes, oh, I was prepared for this. He actually grabs this laptop, connects it to the TV again, and presents me with another PowerPoint titled, How to Take a Joke, a Comprehensive Guide.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Folks, he made a whole slideshow explaining why I needed to learn how to chill out and appreciate humor. Slide 1 featured a meme of a clown putting on makeup with my name plastered over it. Slide 2, a bullet-pointed list titled, Why Your Overreaction is Hilarious. Slide 3 was titled, How I'm Clearly the Comedian in This Relationship. At this point, I was too stunned to speak, but then he pulled out slide 6, Things You Can Do While Not Cooking Because You're Mad. The audacity, right? It was as if he really thought he'd win me over with this next level presentation. Spoiler alert, he did not. So I did what any rational, PowerPoint-loving presentation would do, and I made my own. I stayed up all night crafting a presentation called Why It's Time to Move On, a farewell guide. It had everything. Flowcharts mapping his incompetence in the kitchen, pie charts illustrating my happiness before and after the great presentation debacle, and my personal favorite, slide 9, a gif of Gordon Ramsay yelling, Get out. This morning, I sat him down and went through my PowerPoint with the same energy he had given me. His reaction was priceless. He started with the same smirk, but lost it somewhere around slide 4. Top 10 reasons why you're moving out today. By the time I got to the resources for finding your own apartment slide, he was already packing a bag. And now before anyone worries, yes, he did actually leave. And no, I didn't even have to threaten him with slide 12, which is just a photo of me blocking the Wi-Fi router. So yeah, we broke up and I'm single, happy, and cooking meals for myself without any extra critique except my cat's judgmental stares. And to those of you who said I should make a breakup PowerPoint, just know your wish has been fulfilled.
Oh, wow. That was awesome.
That was amazing, honestly.
It's,
that's the best breakup story I've ever heard.
Touche to Lucinda for
beating
him at his own game.
He had a second PowerPoint slide after he saw how the first one went.
I think what he was really trying to do was prove
that it was a joke.
Right,
Yeah.
even though it probably wasn't at first.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Now, and let me just say, this is a great moment for a small public service announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Billies, all the Billies out there. If you have a woman who looks good, who cooks for you, that you live together, for fuck's sake, you just eat whatever she puts in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or get to a point where she knows certain things you just don't like, okay? Or DoorDash meals, whatever.
Exactly.
This, I hate to say this, there was probably some other issues that are just not spoken about. I understand why this all happened and how. I don't think her reaction was over the top.
No.
It is just sort of sad that it's basically like meal prep that got them broken up.
Yeah, right.
But that tells me there's probably more to it. I bet you he was overcritical about everything.
Yeah.
Right?
It sounds like it, yeah.
I wonder, because we don't know what the relationship is like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can tell you that I had a relationship once with somebody that bitched about everything.
Right.
Criticized everything. Nothing was good enough. And if that's kind of more how he is, she might have taken this as like the last straw.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, you can bitch about lots of things. You can bitch about the way I slob your knob, whatever. But you know what? You don't bitch about my pasta. Right?
Exactly.
But I just think that that's what took her over the top.
Exactly.
Right? You know? So I'm going to say this. I'm going to remain 0 dingleberries for Lucinda. And I am going to decrease her Feldman back to 10.
Yeah.
In other words, because now that she actually got him back, did it at his own game. And by the way, with no arguing, he just knew.
Yeah.
That's how effective a fucking PowerPoint is.
Exactly.
He fucking knew.
Exactly.
I'm done. I gotta be honest. I think this is a great fucking idea for people that have cringy sister-in-laws. Okay? They could do something like this,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And maybe
exactly.
get their point across in a whole different way.
It might be, hey,
Just saying.
if anyone out there, needs a PowerPoint, go ahead, do it. Exactly.
Just saying. Right.
Exactly. I want to rate Billy, though. Give him some dingleberries. I'm going to give him 5.
I'm going to give him 3.75.
Wow, that's very specific.
Because he may have had a little of that in his mind as partially humorous. Like,
he must be on the spectrum.
Maybe. I didn't think of that.
This guy must have no
I was going to say something like that. Or I was going to suggest something like that. He may not even understand how humiliating and offensive he was being.
That's true. Yeah.
I know people that they just kind of say, they're on the spectrum. They just kind of say what they're going to say.
Right.
Like, whatever. So I'll tell you, my brother has a friend that's like that. Okay. And we were they were over having dinner one evening when we were there. I they asked him a question. He said, "Oh no, she's fat as hell," or something like that. Like, "Oh no, you don't need that. You need help with it." No, he doesn't mean anything by it.
Right.
He can't help.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a little of that.
Maybe,
so 3.75, because he may not, and I clearly don't think he meant to end the relationship. I think he was just trying to be cute or savvy, or clever, and he fucked up. And I will tell you from personal experience, things that sound good in our own minds don't often come out as well. And I've had to backtrack and be like, that sounded funny to me before I said it. But now that I heard myself say it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think there's a few things you ran by me that I had a horrified expression of.
And then he re-ran by me again.
Point is, we all have these moments.
Yes.
Right?
Right, yeah.
But I will give Billy a 2.
Oh, yeah.
On the Feldman.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It was pretty shameless to do the first PowerPoint.
Yeah. And it was so unprovoked. It was
okay. And if it would have ended there, he would have had a 6.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
He just dug his heels in. He did not care.
Exactly.
More condescending than the first.
Yes, exactly. So, I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Next one then. Title is, Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend we should separate work and personal life? Okay.
No.
Am I the asshole here? I recently got my boyfriend a job at my company. His first work day, I ended up getting sick and I got to go home early to rest. He came home with me. I don't know why he had to go home with her, but whatever. When we got home, I went straight to sleep, and while in a deep sleep, my boyfriend continues to wake me up to ask me about work questions. I was very unhappy, and I told him we need to keep our work lives and personals separate. I also said if he knew an employee went home early because they were sick, he wouldn't keep calling them about work. Well, today I called in sick and my boyfriend was not working. We were texting back and forth a few times about personal matters, and then I fell asleep and stopped answering his texts. He decided to call me and ignore the unanswered text and the possibility that I probably fell asleep and that's not why I'm answering his text about a work matter. I told him, please don't call me about work-related matters when I'm not working, to which he called me rude for. He doesn't seem to understand why I'm getting upset that he's crossing the boundaries between our work and our personal lives. Am I the asshole?
No, you have to have some boundaries if you're working together. And if I think the main thing is that
he keeps bothering her.
Sick.
Yeah.
She's sick and you keep bothering her.
Yeah.
Like, you should be taking care of her.
Exactly.
Not asking her work questions.
Exactly. Yeah. You know? So if you were in here and you were at home sick in bed, asleep, and Jen kept calling you every 10 minutes, and even if you didn't answer, she kept calling you and calling you and calling you and waking you up about work when you weren't here, you wouldn't be upset?
No.
If you weren't the owner.
No. Well, I'll tell you.
He's going to tell the truth.
No, listen, I am going to tell the truth. And so I think the point that we're all missing is he just started there. He probably wants to do a good job. He probably wants it to reflect well on her for being the referral, for bringing her in. And it sounds like he's just overzealous and he wants to do well. Also, it sounds like he might know her better and maybe understands that when she's like, quote, sick, it's a sniffle versus other people when they finally say, I can't go into work, they're on their fucking deathbed.
Right.
We know people like that when a sniffle means I'm not going to be in for 3 days.
Exactly.
Or we know other people's like, yo, I got COVID, I'll be in an hour. Like, I'm going to stop and get a few masks, okay?
Me, when Eric sent me home, I've been in here coughing. He won't even tell me. He'll send me an email, go home. You don't sound good. I'm like, bro.
But my point is, like, everybody kind of treats that, right? And so he may know her better, clearly, than we do. And that's why I'm suggesting that.
I don't think he does.
I don't think so either. I think
understood that he was crossing these boundaries. And I also believe that because they're a mutual place of employment and it would reflect on her, it sounds like he wanted to do a good job and wanted to ask these questions to feel, because he was eager. Now, all of it probably could have been avoided.
Yeah.
If Lucinda would have just responded and said, yo, Billy, I'm really tired and drowsy. I'm going to take a little nap. I'll hit you up when in a couple hours. No. I'm just saying, she intentionally didn't do that.
She was asleep.
Nobody, unless she has fucking narcolepsy where she's just like, and passes out of nowhere, she knew she needs to get comfortable. She get in her sleep position, put her jammies or whatever.
Maybe she was already asleep, Sure. That's what she said. She said we were talking, we were texting, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah. So right before she nods off for the next 3 hours, all she had to do was like, yo, Billy, I'm going to take a little nap because I'm running a fever. I don't feel well. I'll talk to you in a little bit. And that's it. That would have resolved all of this. Clearly, they don't live together because he was off and he didn't, they were, whatever.
No, they do live together.
So if he was home.
She was home. He was at work.
No, the last one said there was a day where she didn't go in and he was off. Also. That was towards the end.
Oh, it does, yeah.
So
and my boyfriend was not working. I guess they don't. I don't know. Yeah. So then why was he asking her about work?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If they don't live together and he's at his place, he's like, look, I know you're out sick today, but great, we're both home.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
And again, so at the very least, I would say that this lacks sufficient information to make a full-on judgment, assuming everything Lucinda wrote is true and not exaggerated. I'm going to give Billy 2 dingleberries for just being too persistent and not catching a hint. But I don't think the motivation was bad.
Okay.
I don't think he meant to be a douchebag asshole. I just think that he was eager and he wanted, at least I would take it like that. He wants to do a good job.
A part of me thought he might have a little touch of autism in that, like, he just, like you said, he wants to do really, really well, and he just doesn't understand. Yeah. So I agree with you. I'll give him 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just think they're just like a person who's kind of clueless.
Yeah. Not realizing. Yeah.
Nothing bad in his heart. Just not getting it.
Alrighty then. Next one.
All right.
Am I the asshole for not giving my sister who eloped as generous a gift as my sister who had a traditional wedding? My parents had me when they were really young. Why are you laughing?
Because I know what I would do in the situation anyway. But
My parents had me when they were really young, are still together now, and had 2 more kids. My sisters Katie and Jess later on. I'm 15 and 17 years older than them, respectfully. Because of the age gap, we didn't really grow up together, and sometimes I feel more like an uncle than a big brother to them. I've been fortunate in my career to do relatively well, and I've typically been pretty generous with them when it comes to doing things like birthdays, Christmas, and graduations. My sister Katie got married 2 summers ago and had your typical traditional wedding. I'd guess around 125 people were there. It was very nice and definitely not cheap. I don't know how much they spent, but I know my parents and her husband only were able to contribute for half of the cost. The rest was my sister and her husband's paying for it. They were super cool and let me and my wife bring our 2 kids, even though I later found out the venue had charged for the same for kids as adults and for the food as all. It meant a lot to me, and I didn't want their inclusion to be a burden, so my wife and I gifted them $500 as a wedding present to cover our plates plus a little extra. My sister Jess has always been more low-key. When she got engaged, she told us she would likely elope, and no one tried to convince her otherwise because it made sense for them. They aren't flashy and have always seemed pretty frugal. Definitely not the type to throw a big wedding costing tens of thousands. They announced a couple of weeks ago that they eloped in the mountains with just them and the necessary witness. I was happy for them and didn't feel like I missed out on anything. I've been to enough weddings that I don't have FOMO. I'm just happy that they felt what was right for them. Since they didn't have a wedding, I didn't think to get them a wedding present because, no wedding. But they just did. But did they? What? They did just go under contract on their first home together. So my wife and I got them in a $100 gift card to Home Depot. I remember when I first bought my first home, there were a lot of home improvement stuff, and I made about 100 tips there. So I thought it would be a nice gift. Well, apparently, she asked Katie what they had got for their wedding, and she told them and now felt a certain way about my gifts to them. She made a comment about feeling like their marriage wasn't respected enough because they didn't throw a big party and said it felt like I was showing favoritism. I told her I gave Katie more because she hosted my whole family, and I know how expensive that is, having paid for my own wedding. Jess kind of rolled her eyes and then walked away after that interaction, and we haven't talked about it since. This was this past Sunday. I thought it would be understood that the situations were just different, and it's unreasonable to expect the same generosity when you don't give any generosity. By not having a traditional wedding and not inviting us to celebrate with them. Maybe I'm wrong though, so I wanted some neutral opinions.
What's wrong?
What is wrong?
The fucking rambling.
That was it though. That was it.
Doesn't stop. Let me make this very simple.
Yes.
Yes, he's the asshole. He is a Ford Dingleberry asshole.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You don't go asking people what they got for
No.
it.
He's not the asshole.
What?
Gift giving.
Yeah, he's the asshole. I agree with that actually. Yeah.
Really? See, I think it's in very bad form to ask someone what they got for a gift.
It is. Yeah, but those are both his sisters.
Right.
Those are both his little sisters.
Yes, right. And so Gossip Girl's sister Lucinda, who
exactly,
that's a different issue. But Billy's asking, is he the asshole?
Yes.
And,
and he is.
Directly, yes, you are.
He is. Yeah.
And I'll tell you why you are. Okay. And you get a 2 on the Feldman scale. The reason that gift-giving Billy is the asshole is because, and I do this myself, and I've done this for years, I give every person the same thing. My child, stepkids, whatever, cousins, wedding gifts, graduation gifts, whatever. It's the same for everybody. I treat everybody equally. I don't care. So if one child wants to take the gift and buy one piece of clothing for an exorbitant amount that I think is stupid, on them.
Right.
One child takes the same gift and buys 10 fucking things, no problem. I don't care.
But you got the same. Exactly.
Now, if a child comes to me and says, like, yo, Dad, I got a problem, that's different. That's not a gift.
Right.
That's me helping. I mean, it is in a sense, but in other words, there's no occasion other than, hey, I'm short for tuition or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of thing. Engagement party, birthday, whatever, everybody gets the same.
Yeah. And that's how it should have been here too, because that's his sister's at the end of the day. It doesn't matter.
That's the point.
Exactly.
So my kids get the same thing as my niece. It's it. It's just easier. And honestly, I do it for myself because I don't want to have to sit and try to figure out what gets to who and who gets what and what.
Exactly.
Now, my little nephew, who's only 7 or 8, that's different.
Yeah.
Get him a toy or whatever he likes. But everybody else is over 13. Like anybody can go on Amazon or whatever, they just get the same.
Yep, I agree.
And sometimes the form is different. So sometimes it'll be cash, sometimes it'll be a gift card.
But it's all the same. Yep, exactly.
So there you go.
I agree.
So yes, gift giving, Brother Billy, you are the asshole.
I agree.
You've just made one little Lucinda feel worthless. And by the way, the fact that you openly admitted that the entirety of the fucking gift card was $100.
Yeah.
Actually, now you get a 1 on the phone.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
So what can you really get at Home Depot for $100 is going to fix anything?
Nothing. A slab of wood.
You know what?
And that's
you get a new hose outside, like a new garden hose.
Exactly.
Right? The fuck?
2 plants.
I thought because I had 100.
Exactly.
Well, guess
Like
what?
the thing is, you gave the other one 500 and you gave her 100. If that was the case, give her a 500 Home Depot gift card. That would have made it better.
That's exactly right. That's my point.
Exactly.
The form can be different, but
Yeah.
the amount has to be the same.
The same, exactly. HR doesn't agree.
I don't think you should have asked. I really don't.
That too,
It's very
yeah.
bad taste.
Yeah, it is. But in sisters, I feel like that makes sense just because I know like when me and Brian will get gifts, we'll be like, how much did they give you? And then he'll be like, how much did they give you? And we compare. So I feel like in siblings, that's very much a thing though.
No,
because
but that's also a reason why.
Yeah.
So that nobody has to lie and be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yo, what did Dad give you? Dad gave me 200.
Mhm.
Dad gave me 200.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You get Amazon? No.
But it's a very sibling thing to do. Yeah. It's a sibling thing to
I've
do.
never done that.
Oh, I'm sure you and Josh have done it before with gifts from your family members.
Well,
as long when you were younger or
yes,
something. Yes.
but I'll tell you, and this is true to this day,
Mhm.
I get my gift giving style exactly from my dad because that's what he does.
Because he does the same thing.
Everybody
Yeah.
used to say,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's gotten cheap as fuck, so he could have adjusted for inflation over these years. But sorry, just kidding. Just kidding, Dad, in case you listen. But my point is, just keep it uniform, keep it simple, no hurt feelings, and that's it. Why single anyone out over the other?
Exactly.
And by the way, the justification of, well, they had a bigger wedding and I know how much they cost. That's great. And that's very kind of you, right? But
it doesn't change.
Right.
Exactly.
That's the point. I get it.
Yeah.
Look, I've been to plenty of weddings where I gave more than what I thought it would cost to cover my plate or me and the people I'm with, right? Because you want to help, you want to do all that, but
you're not gifting to cover your plate. You're gifting just because it's a gift. Yeah.
And this is like a third party wedding where it's not going to affect my kids.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I will tell you, my oldest got engaged recently.
Yes.
I hope it's a lengthy engagement. I'm not quite ready to deal with a wedding. But when the wedding comes, she's going to get whatever she gets.
Yeah.
And then when my next child gets married, whoever this is going to get the exact same fucking thing.
What if you're in a completely different financial situation?
I will figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Or I would sit down and explain.
Yeah.
Like ahead of time. Like I would cut it off so that they don't have to ask the uncomfortable question or get
Yeah.
I would just say, look, I gave your sister this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And things were different then, but now this happened and this happened. And I can't do that for you. I can only do this. And
exactly.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. I think that would go so much further and carry a lot of weight. You may actually have a stronger relationship with your kids. That kind of up front.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not always good about that. Like, I don't want my kids to know if there's a struggle. Like,
right.
I don't want them to burden that.
Right.
Or feel bad about asking.
But if it came to that situation, you would. Yeah.
If
exactly.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Exactly.
All right. 2 more maybe because I know we started. We're almost at an hour.
Yeah, almost.
All right.
Do you want me to just read one more? Then I had one that was like long, but it was good.
All right. So go ahead because I know we got still stuff I got to get to.
Okay. This one's long, so bear with me. Title is Revenge is a Dish Best Served Cold. Mine has been cooling for 10 years and counting.
Damn.
I, 40 female, have been married to my husband, 44 male, for 20 years now. We have 2 kids, 16 female and 13 male. My husband is what I would consider a high earner by middle class standards. Also, strap in, folks. This is going to be long, and I've never told anyone this, so it goes. 10 years ago, and by complete coincidence, I found out that my husband has been cheating on me with men, and that's from before we got married. Okay. We live in a smallish town in the south of the USA, and him coming out as gay will have consequences here. I believe that this is the only reason he has not come out to anyone. First, here's how I found out he was cheating on me. He got sloppy, left a credit card bill for a secret card in the pocket of a coat. While going through it, I found all the telltale signs of infidelity. Payments to the hotel in nearby counties, restaurant bills, gifts, flowers, condoms, lubricants, all of that.
Damn.
I started camping outside the hotels on days he told me he would be late, and I saw him bringing different men there all the time.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I am very good at compartmentalizing and having a great poker face. Comes with growing up with an abusive household. So I was able to give myself some time to cool off and to come up with an idea of what I should do. First thing I did was getting an STD panel since I didn't know how safe he was being with his partners. Came back negative. And then I convinced them that we should use condoms because I was having side effects from the pill. That was her lie so that they could.
She's still having sex with him?
Yeah, it's part of her game. It's part of her game. I had a long think, and I came to the decision that I was not going to confront him, nor was I going to leave him. He was able to provide me a really good lifestyle, one that I would never be able to afford with my high school diploma. She had a cleaning lady, a nanny to help with the kids, regular spa days, and a country club, and a new car every other year. So she says she wasn't giving this up. He was a good dad, good partner, and really good in bed, cheating aside. But I was not going to let him have a single guilt-free week in his life. That would be my revenge. I started small. I would plan great date nights for us, and I would tell him our relationship felt like it cooled and that I wanted to spark back. Then I would sometimes slip into conversations, some tea about a cheating husband and a gasp gay man that has been using his poor wife as a beard. I'd compliment the only gay couple we know for having the courage to be real men who were out and proud of themselves. And on the other hand, I would praise him as the perfect husband to anyone and everyone, especially when he was in earshot. The amount of guilt gifts I got was astounding. The man was even sending me flowers weekly. It continued the same for years. I could literally see how much it was weighing on him. Well, me? Well, my parents were a part of a commune with the concept of free love, and I was the same. I just considered myself in an open marriage. It seems that cheating is easier to ignore if you're not big on monogamy in the first place. And my husband was keeping me satisfied, so I felt no need to find a partner on my own. Well, 4 years ago, I guess he met the love of his life. He started seeing just this one guy. I was seriously thinking of ending the whole thing, especially since I have started a business by then and was able to bring in enough money to support myself and my kids while maintaining my lifestyle. But then he went and introduced us to the side piece. He fucking brought him into the house, introduced him to our kids, and that was enough for me to keep tormenting him. Apparently, he was a new friend that he made golfing. He started hinting at moving to another state, one where it would be easier for him to come out. I refused. I told him that my business was here and I was not going to start over in another state. And also the kids had friends and extended family here, and that would be unfair to uproot them. Then he started trying to start arguments with me. I guess he wanted us to fight and then for me to ask for a divorce. I would just stop all the arguments in their tracks. I would just agree with whatever he said. He was right. I was wrong. And to make up for him, how about a nice dinner and some great sex? He hated that. I know from spying on his phone that having sex with me felt like cheating on his boyfriend. The audacity. I also knew that his boyfriend was pressuring him to leave me almost every day. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he started drinking. And when it got too heavy, that's when I decided enough was enough. I wanted to ruin his life, but not his health. Also, I grew up with my dad like that. I didn't want that for my kids. So I gathered all the evidence of his infidelity over the last 9 years. Photos with different men, conversations, his Grindr profile, everything. And then I hired a divorce attorney and mailed the evidence to his employer. He has a morality clause in his contract, and adultery breaks it. All his relatives, including his parents, as well as the church, his actually, I was never big on religion. It was like a bomb exploded. He was fired. The congregation turned on him for cheating, not for being gay. His parents wouldn't take him in after I kicked him out, and he was shamed publicly. And the cherry on top, his boyfriend was run out of the town, and he couldn't follow him because he wanted to fight for custody of our kids. Now, almost a year later, I'm a free woman. I got to keep the house, my car, and my business, and he got 75% of the retirement and investment accounts, but he won't be paying alimony. I got full custody, he got visitations, and I also got child support. He had to move 6 hours away to even find a new job, and he couldn't put the last job he worked at his whole life as a reference. His relationship with his family is rocky, and his reputation in his town is ruined. The love of his life left him for good, and my kids only tolerate him because I did my best to shield them and tell them that he is still a good father to them. I also made sure to treat him politely, and I never talk bad about him, and had a lengthy talk about how their father being gay is okay. It's who he is, and that's not his fault. The only wrong thing he did was hiding it from me. So, am I the asshole for all of this?
Wow.
That's a lot. I'm going to need a few quick notes here, but
that is a lot.
I can't.
So she played a game for how many years?
10
years.
She found out he was cheating,
fucking time.
and then she made him start up a business for her. She started her own business. 10 years later, she was like, I can support myself from this business and my kids. I don't need him here.
An entire decade.
10, yep.
Of like, wow.
Yep.
I want to ask you a serious question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. I mean, look, I got a ton of shtick I can do on this, but I'm serious. I'm genuinely curious. Okay. I know that the idea of infidelity is very upsetting, both for men and women.
Right.
Okay. I wonder if the viewpoint changes if it's with somebody who's of the same sex. And I'll tell you why. Because if my wife or girlfriend was actually bisexual,
right,
and saw women also, but didn't see any other men, I'd probably be really freaked out, especially if I didn't see it coming or I didn't know.
Right.
But I wonder if I wouldn't be a bit more forgiving, because that's the kind of thing where, yeah, it's just who they are, right? And that's true. You know, I don't think, in other words, I think it's a little different than if my wife or girlfriend starts sleeping with a bunch of other men.
Right.
And I'm like at home, like, look, I'll give you whatever you want. And like, no, you know, I don't know. I just feel like the reaction might be different.
So my thought on this is, I've always said, if I ever got cheated on, I'd rather them be gay and I find out that way than they cheat on another bitch. Because I'm like, at least, you know, if my boyfriend goes out and cheats on me with a man, I can't compete against that. I'm not a man. I don't have those. I can't do that. You know, that's shit. well, I can't do anything about that. But another bitch, we have the same part. I don't, that to me, I don't know. I'd see it like that. It's still cheating. And obviously I think you'd still be hurt. So I just think it might be a different reaction. Like she said, like, she didn't go out and explode and everything.
Well,
So,
I'm going to tell you something else about wifey Lucinda there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think 10-year Lucinda is a sociopath. I don't think she has any emotion or any conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
She looked at this and took it as an opportunity.
It was a game to her.
But no, it was an opportunity.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. No, there's a difference.
No, because she was trying to.
This wasn't her playing a game to let me show you what it feels like, and I'm going to get. No.
This is a bit of a chess game here.
This was, I'm telling you, she saw a potential to milk the situation dry. Yeah. And she did, and it literally was, he couldn't tolerate it. Right? He had, and at the end of the day, he just wanted to be him. Now, this is all easier said than done.
Right.
And I've never been in a situation, thank God, where my significant other, girlfriend, wife, whatever at the time was like, yo, Eric, I'm not in the mood for a good dicking tonight. I'm going to go, munch some carpet.
Right.
Or whatever. Like, no, that's never happened to me.
Right.
But I do think if I would have stumbled upon this and I realized that it's not my worst fear, there's some other guy or some fucking grease mechanic or whatever, but it's another woman.
Something you can't compete against. Yeah.
I think I would be more confrontational, but not necessarily in an aggressive way. I think I would be like, look, this is who you are. If this is your orientation, okay, let's decide what we want to do, right? Do you want to have sort of this like secret open relationship and you do your thing, but then you give me permission to do my thing?
Right.
Do you just want you to only do that? But and I'll be honest, like I don't know. I really, really don't know how okay with any of this I would be personally.
Right.
I just feel like if it's going to be a woman with another woman, and I know that there's no risk for STDs, or unwanted pregnancies,
and how she did all of that.
Yeah, I might be a bit more forgiving about it, or maybe just play like the don't ask, don't tell game.
Right.
Like, oh, you're going to play fucking mahjong tonight with Badonka Dory and Dougie and Aaron and Karen and Kevy and whatever, right? Okay, and I know deep down that really means like I'm gonna go, fucking muff diving. I get it, but maybe like ignorance is bliss in that sense,
right?
But I don't know. I find her actions much more deplorable, to be honest, than I do his.
Revenge.
No, but that's gangster.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Fucking decade.
And she knew he was miserable for 10 years.
That's what I'm saying.
And they were married for 20.
And she kept pushing him to have sex.
Yep. And let's go to dinner and sex afterwards. And she knew it would kill him. Oh my God. I think she's an icon.
No,
icon.
I think
I do have a bit of respect there.
I think she's got some degree of psychopathy. That's a very cruel thing.
She's an icon.
Okay, I know we're going to disagree on this, but so I am going to give bisexual Billy 3 dingleberries for getting caught. First of all, it's not that hard to hide stuff, and okay. I can't give him a Feldman scale because he's not the one that put this out there. I mean, maybe you could say he gets like a 5 for just sneaking around with men
for 20 years.
Yeah,
that's you're right.
That too. I get that. So,
yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah. Well, that wraps it up.
All right. So, before we do our send off, again, want to thank everybody. Appreciate all the listens, all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the reviews.
Yes.
We'll probably get back to some regular topics over the next week or two. It's been, like as the end of 2024 was wrapping up, we got really jam-packed with stuff going on.
And then we moved.
Yeah, and then we had our office moved and all that stuff. So, and we're still kind of playing catch-up, but we're pushing. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so, Hurricane.
Yes.
Tell them what they can.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at The Bensalma Confirm. You can find our podcast Instagram at The Late Podcast. You can visit our Twitter and TikTok at Bensalma Confirm. You can visit our website at eblawfirm.us, or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry.